After being misled all of your life by a stupid triangle, you decided to give the carnivore diet a try to regain your health, but it was harder than you thought giving up all the sugar and carbs, leading you to fail multiple times trying to just eat meat. But instead of staying down and cowering in the corner with a Twinkie in your mouth, you decided to get back up and come out swinging. That, dear viewer, makes you a warrior.
You warriors are good. Real good. The best.
Hey, warriors, welcome. Look who we have here with us today.
Hey, everybody. Early happy 4th of July to you. Yes, we are the best.
Absolutely. And welcome to the morning meeting where we get together every weekday morning at 11:30 a.m., hang out, talk about food addiction. As somebody I remember a couple of days ago was like, maybe we shouldn't say food addiction, just sugar and carb addiction, because it'd be all right to be addicted to ribeye steaks or addicted to hamburgers. So yeah, it's basically sugar and carb addiction. Those of us who cannot say no, or we just can't have one slice of pizza, we gotta, eat the whole thing. So
Yeah.
if you're one of those people, welcome. And
You're in good company.
You're in very good company. And this group has done wonders for me. This is our 9th episode of the morning meeting. So we're almost finishing up 2 full weeks, and it has done wonders for me. And if you're new, welcome. Everybody else, what's up? See you're piling in. So glad to see you all. And Cassie's really good at saying hi to everybody. So why don't you go on, Cass?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn away from this screen a little bit and draw my attention to the television screen, just because it's larger. And I don't know. I am so technologically inept. It's not even funny. I can barely operate my phone, let alone do all this. So Larry's your tech guy. I am not, but I'm going to just head on over to the comments over here. And let me see. Maybe. Hey, Larry, why don't you go ahead and say hi to everybody?
Okay. Yeah. If you can't see him, absolutely. I can bring him up and you can see him on here.
You're muted. I cannot hear you.
That's all right. I'm not muted.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably just a little internet connection.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
there we go. Okay, I see you now. I see him now, but I can't go back. So.
All right. Well, I'll say the hellos. I'll do them.
All right, you do that. I'm just gonna smile and say hey.
Okay. Ryan, I'm here. God's peace to you on this tough weekend. Praying for you. Appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah. Those of you who know what July 3rd means to me and Cassie. We don't need to go into it, but woke up today feeling great, Ryan, and all the prayers we've received. I know they help. And Cassie's off today, so we'll be hanging out.
Yay!
Thanks again, brother. Appreciate that. Amber, good morning. Did my 2-mile walk early. Now I'm doing some deep cleaning, so I'll be listening in. Won't be in the chat much. How's everyone doing? We got this. Stay strong. Hugs and kisses. Right on, Amber. Great job. V. Osborne, good morning, everyone. I'm so thankful for these morning lives. They have helped me so much. Praying for you. Awesome. Hey, Papa Frank. Papa Frank, what's going on? Tammy, good morning. Good job, Amber. Yeah, great job. What's that, huh?
She's doing amazing, Amber. She's killing.
She really is.
Yeah, she's on a great roll.
She's in a groove, right? She's got that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've got in 3 miles this morning. Tammy, cooking, done eggs in Kerrygold, and getting things done around the house today. Great. Preparing for the 4th.
Good
awesome. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Aaron.
Good to see you. Barbara, good morning, Larry, and all members. Yeah, I didn't put Cassie on the thumbnail. I should have, to let everybody know she was going to be here. But it was kind of a last minute thing, right, Cass?
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure. I wanted to get up and, make myself presentable for the camera. Otherwise, I look like a mess. Mostly, I look like a mess. So I wanted to, you know, look presentable for the camera. And I thought, it's been a while. I need to go on there too. So I think, what did we do? Last week, was it? Last week I popped in on the live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that was a blast.
it was a lot.
So this is an amazing treat for me anyway to see you on here, and
Mm,
because I know you can use some support too, just like all of us.
yes.
You know, Betty, good morning from Southport, North Carolina. Hey, Betty.
Betty.
There's Gidget. I think Gidget's been to every meeting. Good morning, all. Starting the challenge at 219 down to 213. Thank you, Carnivore Quest, and your community. Oh, you're very welcome.
Yay. Here you go.
Great job.
Yep.
Jessica, what's up, Jessica? Good morning, Larry, and everyone. Great to see you.
Morning, Jessica.
Lady T in the house, Cass.
One of my favorites.
Good
An awesome
morning,
family.
Teresa.
Yep. Good morning, lady.
North Dakota Carnivore. Good morning, all.
No doubt.
Morning, early 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, bud. Um, it is great seeing you this morning, Cassie. All
It's good to be
right.
here. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Jen, I had a mishap yesterday. No real cheat. I had steak and a small side salad and half an avocado.
The shame. You had salad, you dirty carnivore, you.
Yeah, not bad. That's not bad at all, Jen.
If
Actually,
that's the worst you do, doing awesome.
Cassie's got 3 avocados on the kitchen counter. And day before yesterday, I walked by and I felt them because she had just bought them. And I squeezed one of them and they're perfectly ripe. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So perfectly ripe. And I made guacamole. I didn't tell you this. I made guacamole out of it and I could not stand the flavor. I
Really?
tossed it all out. Yep. I'm like, what is wrong with this? It didn't taste right. So they
Huh.
looked fine. They smelled fine. The plain avocado tasted great, but I don't know. I used a different seasoning and yeah, it didn't go well together. So yeah,
Well, there you go,
you don't
man.
have to worry about that now, do you?
I guess not, but I
Nope.
was a little tempted. But I thought to myself, even if I had done that, what would have been the big deal? I mean, avocados are very healthy for you. So,
Oh yeah, full of fat and all kinds of good stuff.
hey, Brianna, glad you stopped by. Hey, Larry and Cassie, love you guys. We love you too. It's good to see you.
Good morning.
Oh, Tammy, welcome, Cassie. Karen, gosh, I got the burps. Glad to see you, Cassie. Jen, good morning. Cindy, hey, Cindy, you've been
Hey,
in almost
okay.
every
I was going to
meeting.
say you're muted. I know you're belching, but you were
I'm
muted.
muted.
You were. You're not
No,
anymore.
it's just, baby, it's just it's just the internet. That's all it
Okay.
is.
All right.
Yeah, like on the replay, nothing will be muted. So
Okay.
anyway, good morning, y'all. Larry and Cassie, I'm praying for you today. As a survivor of domestic violence, I know firsthand what today is for the both of you. Well, thank you very much, Cindy.
Thanks,
That
Cindy. Yeah, it's
that
22 years today. And
yeah,
the weather's about the same, isn't it? I just remember it being hot, steamy, and miserable. And,
yep.
what a difference a couple decades make, right?
Right, right, and the Lord.
Well, there you go. I guess I
Yeah,
should have said that first and foremost, but
yeah,
yeah,
for sure. But we, Cassie and I know the power of prayer, and we appreciate every single prayer, guys. Thank you very
absolutely.
much. And it's
Absolutely.
gonna be a good day. So there's no reason to, you know, I had a comment that a lady said, Larry, there's no reason to look back anymore, and that's why I decided not to do that live stream tonight and rehash a bunch of old stuff. And if we
Yeah.
have any if we have any viewers, that um, don't know our past, you can look up the real reason we don't collaborate with other YouTube channels,
Hmm.
Carnivore Quest, and it'll pop up, and then you can see my the whole story. We give it there. Cassie and I did a few videos on it. So
And then there was a follow-up video about what happened to the kids. A lot of
right,
people were curious about that. And then there's a very sad reaction video. And what I mean sad is like, for me, I could not control the emotions. I could not control my sadness and my tears and just recalling what happened, what I went through. But yeah, that one's out there too. But
yeah.
Larry's got some videos that explain it pretty well. And yeah, if you want to know a little bit more about us, then
Yeah, I mean, just in a nutshell, for those who don't know, my sister was killed when I was 18 by her husband. And then 10 years later, my mom was killed by her husband, not my dad, my stepdad. So, and she was killed right when Cassie and I were engaged to be married. And he stalked us all. He made our lives hell for like 6 months. And then, gosh, I mean, how many years later, baby? 10 years after that, our daughter got mixed up with a guy who
yeah,
threatened to kill our whole family.
yeah,
So it's happened to us a few times.
mm,
Thankfully, the third time turned out way better. you know,
yeah.
we yeah. So anyway, but let's get up today's topic. Let me pull it up here. I gotta erase some of these graphics. Before we do get to today's topic, this was a comment on yesterday's morning meeting after it went live. I just wanted to share it with you guys here. Um, this is from Smiling for You, who's been a longtime subscriber. I was at Walmart longer than I had anticipated and sadly did not bring a carnivore snack and electrolytes with me, even though I had thought about it. They have a Subway sandwich there, and for a split second, I thought about a sandwich, chips, Coke, and a cookie. I didn't have anything prepared at home either, but I got some thin beef cuts and made some carne asada as soon as I came through the door. Woo, that was a close one. I said, yeah, that's close call. Great job. And I just wanted to highlight that smiling for you because you were in the midst of the battle and you said no.
Yeah.
And it's so easy when you are hungry to give in and say, I'm gonna get something now and then I'll start back tomorrow. Right, Cass? Isn't it easy to do?
Oh, tomorrow is always there, right? There's always a tomorrow. And
Right.
yeah, it is very, very hard sometimes, a lot of times to get back on that slope or get off that slope and back on to the right path.
Yeah. And yeah, just a shout out to Smiling for You. A great job making that decision for you, and thanks for sharing that. So, anyway, today's topic is body image and self worth.
Mm,
Um, oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. Nope, that's not our topic today. I am sorry. I was thinking because it's episode 9, but it's not because we had a recap on Friday. Today is shame, guilt, and self forgiveness. Ooh, well,
oh,
the
that's a tough
shame.
one.
Yeah, right. I mean, I know all three of those. In my alcoholism, I experienced all of them, and now with with dealing with his food addiction and or sugar and carb addiction and trying to beat it, I've had those same feelings, and definitely could even I would say be exacerbated by our YouTube channel, because we are kind of in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Um, when I when I fall, I cheat. I got to come on and make a video. A lot of people be, kind of the jerks would be like, "Oh, you failed again, doing this for clicks." It's like, are you serious? You seriously think I've gained all this weight for clicks? No,
Sounds
that's not it.
great.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that evil plot. That one's as old as time, right?
right. No, it's and the shame I feel,
Yeah.
and actually Cassie's kind of going through that now, and
Yeah.
that's kind of why she's avoided getting on camera, right, Cass?
It's definitely one of the reasons, but priorities have shifted now that the new grandbaby is here. But yeah, I mean, I experienced that. So for the longest time, I had such great success. Now I had my bumps. I mean, we both have, but me specifically had my bumps and, setbacks and whatnot, but I always went forward. And every time I veered off path, even slightly, I felt guilty and I was ashamed. And that that's no place to be, because that can often lead to an even faster and deeper backslide, at least from my experience. And yeah, doing it all here in front of YouTube. It's like we came to YouTube for help, and there are some people out there. Would this really happen in the real world? Well, I mean, maybe when you're younger and dealing with some guys, because there's some ribbing going on. But for the most part, people are very supportive in the real world. Now, whether they think that way is a completely different story because they're not saying it out loud. They're keeping their thoughts to themselves. However, when you're here on in internet land, anything goes. If the gloves are off, and people sure do have a way to push buttons and just make you feel like garbage, which feeds to the shame and the guilt and even self worth. I contemplated so many times, do I really deserve this channel? Do Larry and I deserve this platform? And even though we're not doing so well, and it's taken, this long to say, well, yeah, we do, because there are so many of them. Sadly, there are so many others who are just like Larry and I, and we slip and we fall, we feel shame, we feel guilty. And of course, you're going to hear it in other groups. I mean, you take one group in particular, and I am going to call them out, World Carnivore Tribe. Have y'all ever been in that group on Facebook? These people are ruthless. I mean, you can't have coffee without being villainized. So I got out of that group real quick, but sadly, my point is there are a lot of people that are like Larry and I, and they also experience the scrutiny by going to a support group and yet getting anything but that. So, yeah, that was a very long explanation.
I thought it was awesome. Let me pull that up one more time. That little graphic. Yeah, shame, guilt, and forgiveness. Yeah, and guilt definitely goes right along with that shame, and then forgiveness. We usually forgive ourselves, right, Cass, just after a day or two
Yeah.
of eating right again. You know, but sometimes it can take a while to get there. You know,
Well,
we so many times we have, we fallen, made bad choices, get back up, you start eating right just for a couple days, and then you blow it again. And that's why right now I think today is day 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's day 10 or 11. I gotta check. But I feel like I'm back on solid ground. I feel like I have a groove going on.
yeah,
And
you're doing fantastic. You really are. You're saying no to all of these things, and I'm there. It's talk about guilt now. Even though I'm doing ketovore and I'm not counting anything, okay, so I'm just eating low carb foods and a lot of it, but and not always, but you. This is where the guilt comes in: is that I'm eating these foods in front of you, and you're saying no, but the temptation is still there. I wonder how many other couples go through this, because Larry and I, we've done this together. We've uh, been on different paths, different times. We've been together, on the same path at the same time, and vice versa. So I wonder. I mean, I hear a lot of other people saying, well, my husband or my wife is not carnivore; they're still eating sad, or this person's a vegan, or this person, you know what I mean? They're doing the Mediterranean diet, or this person wants nothing to do with it, and they've decided to get gastric bypass so they can eat their free grapes. But I wonder how much that impacts us, because you're doing great, but if I keep doing what I'm doing, is there going to be a point when you break? I mean, I know you're feeling great now and on top of the world. We know how that feeling can very quickly go away.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm feeling too right now is I've talked about this in a previous meeting, feeling a little impatient, because like I said, time slows down when you're on track, and the days go by slow, and with day 10, day 11, and I'm just, I'm not down 40 pounds. I look at my belly, I'm like, dang, it's still huge. That's just, patience. I'm getting a little impatient. And that's, I'm aware of it. So, and if you're out there and you've done this right along with me and you're somewhere, between day 7 and 11, don't get impatient. I know it's easy to do,
Yeah.
but we'll get there. Anyway, let's bring up a few people here. Great to see you. Gidget says, great to see you, Cassie. I wanted ice cream last night and I stopped and thought about having to confess here. Oh, cool. So I stopped and got some elements. Thank you, Carnivore Quest. Big prayers today. Thank you,
Good for
Gidget.
you. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. The morning meeting strikes again. You'd have to come on here and tell us, right? Oh, Ellen. Hey, kids.
Hang on.
What's going on? Suzanne, sending you both love and support. Amazing. Thank you. Mary Christine Turner, good morning. Checking in from Athens, Alabama. What's up? And good morning. Good to see you, Cassie. For sure.
Hey, Anne, right.
Jen has been praying for us. Thank you very much. Love and prayers, Melissa. Thanks you guys so much. All right, let's slow down here. Cassandra. Hi everyone. Hey Cassandra, how you doing? Okay. Bex, hey, glad to be able to catch you live. What are your feelings on dairy? Yogurt has been my breakfast for a long time. Cass?
Oh, well, I think if you can handle it and if it's been part of your breakfast and you see no issues with it, then I mean, unless you're eating like the Yoplait corn syrup and fake coloring, if unless you're eating that kind of yogurt, I don't know if you're eating like the root rye or the Greek yogurt, the plain yogurt. If it's not affecting you, I think it's great. I think it's just fine and good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Mhm.
That's one thing about you start a proper human diet journey, whether it's ketovore, carnivore,
Yeah.
you tend to find out what works for you.
Mhm.
And it's kind of cool, you experiment a little. And if you're having some, plain Greek yogurt and you're still losing weight and you enjoy it, go for it.
And you feel
Um,
good, I
yeah,
mean, yeah. Even if you're not losing weight, you feel good. I
right.
mean, if your goal is to lose weight, then, cut back or eliminate it for a while. I know for a fact, eliminating the dairy and even coffee, my weight loss just dramatically increased, and I felt better than I ever have. But
Yeah.
I don't see a world without dairy.
But
If there's
dairy,
one more,
other forms of dairy though, cheese, I try to avoid just because I'm trying to lose, you know, I'm,
right?
I'm in weight loss mode right now, Beck. So yeah, dairy, cheese, I'm trying to avoid, and heavy whipping cream.
Yeah,
But
gosh. Yeah. My
all right,
my my nemesis, that heavy whipping cream.
yeah,
Still
everyone's.
causing problems in my life. You'd think I'd learn. Let me touch that hot pan one more time.
Cindy, good morning, everyone. Camping this weekend, so there will be a lot of grilling and cooking. My goal is to eat some hot dogs and chicken. Pray I won't blow it.
Yes.
Yeah, you enjoy yourself, Cindy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Have a hot dog for me.
Beatrice, Lord willing, starting carnivore on Monday after all the frills of holiday eating. Face red, smiling live. Well, very cool. Enjoy for all of us.
Yeah.
Enjoy your tongue enjoying it. But yeah, I'll tell you, if this was 2 weeks ago and it was 4th of July, there'd be a really good chance I'd be, not eating the right things. But fortunately, I'm on track. So, Cassandra, I'm having eggs, bacon, and leftover chuck roast for breakfast / lunch. Awesome. Okay. I'm not gonna fall too far behind. Cassie's gonna beat me up. Cave woman diets. doing carnivore to heal autoimmune. Well, thank you for that super chat. I
Oh,
think
well,
you
good for you.
yeah, I think she changed her name. What was your name before this? Her YouTube handle. So I recognize your picture. I'm glad you stopped by. Very cool. Um, do you have any autoimmune issues, Cass?
Yeah, I have Hashimoto's, which caused my thyroid to go kaput. In fact, I'm going to get some blood work today.
Today, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a autoimmune issue.
hmm Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
sure is. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure not a whole heck of a lot has changed. I had an ultrasound. What was that? Fall or early? No. It was maybe 4 months ago, so not fall. It was early. Gosh, this year is just flying by. I'm still thinking it's the beginning of the year, and here we are, the second half of 2025, which is insane to me. But yeah, I've got blood work today, and my point was that I had an ultrasound, and things are not so great. I don't think I could ever be like Anisha. Some people have cleared their autoimmune. I mean, I'm sure if I gave up dairy, but my gosh, I'm going to be 53 years old this year, along with a whole host of other health issues. And the fact that I just cannot do the lion diet for more than a few weeks or a month or whatever. And these people, it's taking them years. So I think I'm always going to be on some type of a medication or, iodine. I do have iodine, and I wonder how much that would help. So if anybody um, has been taking iodine and you've noticed a significant improvement, I have 2 bottles at the house. I'm a little hesitant to start on it just because I don't want there to be any side effects, I guess you could say, or just ill effects from taking too much or too little, because that's a whole process right there, making sure you get the right mix. And I don't want to feel bad because of it. But anyway, I'm babbling. Back to you.
Yeah, what were we talking about? No, I'm kidding.
I know,
Uh,
guys. My spider web conversations here. So
Wire Z says insects don't even bother me anymore after 2 years carnivore. I'm guessing I'm not sweating sugars. That's funny. I dig
yeah,
that.
maybe.
Erica, watching every day. What's up? Um, Melissa, when the scale doesn't move, I call it being in healing mode. Yeah, I remember the very first time I got in a stall. Somebody told me that and gave me something to think about
hmm
for sure. Cordelia, hey Cordelia, good morning from Albany, New York. Awesome, Cassandra. I'm happy with myself and doing this for my health. Awesome. Melissa, attempting the beef butter bacon and egg challenge. That's awesome, Melissa. We have quite a bit of content on the BBBE challenge. So if you just look up Carnivore Quest, BBBE, we got some good stuff on there. So
That was
you're,
our first breakthrough, I think,
oh
in
yeah,
carnivore, although we were doing well. So, okay, so this was what, take two, season two. When
right.
I switched back to Ketovore, we fell. We did carnivore for a few months. We were doing great. Slipped, fell for a few months, and then I said, "Well, I just can't do carnivore. It's just too difficult for me." So I went to Ketovore, which ended up turning into dirty Ketovore. And even though I was losing weight, I probably lost what, 20 pounds or whatever, water weight, of course. But it was getting bad. I was eating like a lot of the sugar-free Jello with, I mean, 2 boxes at a time. I can binge eat. That's a big problem for me. Um, but then we did the BBB challenge for the first time. It was very, very difficult. But man, oh man, that was a breakthrough for both of us. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what real hunger is all about. Oh, okay, we learned so much doing that challenge. And I kind
Yeah.
of feel like this is a little bit deja vu, even though I'm not so much dirty ketovore. I guess maybe I am kind of a little bit sometimes, but
Yeah, you're doing the same things.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you had talked about doing going BBB, and it was a thought. I guess I'm just dealing with that whole diet aversion right now, and gosh, guys, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Who does? Well, yeah, Melissa, good luck on that BB challenge. It is simple, so simple, but not easy. So hang in there. You'll feel great. Terza, I've always encouraged and supported others, but I am so mean to myself. I
Yeah.
really beat myself up with shame, guilt, and other negative self talk. Yeah, us too, Terza, 100%. You
Isn't that
know,
the truth?
yeah,
Yeah. It's sad. It's actually really sad. We are our own worst enemy, our best advocate, but our own worst enemy. And nobody is harder on us or more critical than ourselves, right?
yeah. And Terza being, a member of our Facebook community, and we've seen you encourage people, and we see,
Oh, yeah.
how much you light up everyone around you. So we know
Yeah.
you're telling the truth there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're pretty hard on yourself, like most of us.
Easy to do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cindy, shame and guilt are my middle names. This is a tough one for me. Thanks for talking about these hard subjects.
Yeah.
It's so encouraging and helps me a lot. You're very welcome, Cindy. And yeah, I think we're all in the same boat when it comes to shame, guilt, and but we all got to get to the point where we forgive ourselves. And it's just a matter of how quickly that comes for each one of us. Mm. Cave woman diet. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. Violence. This reason I ended up with food addiction too. Okay, so that trauma led to your problems with food, huh? I could definitely see that. Well, I want to say one thing from Cassie and I. So thankful you're a survivor. You got away. That's so cool. But
Yeah.
sorry you went through that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a scar that we're always going to carry around in some form, right? That's a scar you can try to conceal, but you can't completely hide it. People can always tell that there's just something different about you. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like I'm very compassionate with people at work, and people have taken notice that they're like, "Oh, you're so sweet, you're so nice," and I'm thinking, I think it's just because we've been through so much and we understand, right? Well, and I don't know, you've always been a sweetheart. I was always a little rough around the edge. I don't know. I think the whole trauma, it's had me questioning like the deeper the trauma, the more stubborn the food addict. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? Would you feel that way about that? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just saying I don't know a lot. I guess I'm just kind of nervous over here. I'm just playing with this thing and
No,
feels
you're
really
fine,
weird to
babe.
be in front of the screen again. And
No, you're totally fine, honey. You can do whatever you want.
I know.
I love you. You're all good.
I love you too.
Um, Golf addict. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Wishing you nothing but the best. Be well and safe. Cheers from Canada. Thanks, golf addict. Hmm. Um, Lady T, you deserve this channel, and we deserve it too. You two have helped so much. Thanks, T. Very cool. Let's go. Any questions or thoughts on today's subject? Um, Cher, hey, glad you stopped by again, Cher. I've seen you a lot this week. Good morning, Larry, Cassie, and Carnivore crew. Thanks for the daily live stream and support. We all need it.
Agreed.
Um, let's see. Kimmy, hey Kimmy, haven't seen you in a little bit.
Are you
Good to see
kidding
you.
me?
This is exactly why I love your channel. I trip and fall and hide my shame, but knowing this group of people are so encouraging and supportive, I know I'm not alone. Yes, you're not alone, Kimmy. I'm really glad you stopped by. Seems like a little bit since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's
So
good to
very
see you.
cool. Hope you're doing well. Kathleen, hey Kathleen, what a topic! It's a daily struggle, but it's so important. It sure is. Cave woman diet. The carnivore is the best thing I've ever done. I've started documenting my journey on here too, but I only just started, and it's good to talk and share. Absolutely. You start a YouTube channel, and you document your journey. It will help keep you accountable
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
others.
Um, Self-forgiveness has been difficult. I've been heavy all my life, and I see too much in black and white. Yeah. Yep. Those folks who have never been obese, never been overweight, I get that they can't understand what we go through. And they never will unless they go through it. And I hope they don't.
Right.
Yeah. Time to forgive yourself, Nancy. Absolutely.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, it's really not anything you've done.
Right.
Again, going back to the trauma, I would be really curious to know how many people have dealt with some type of a traumatic event in their life or events. Maybe it was something that was ongoing, um, that led to the food addiction. And then you put that on top of when we would run to our comfort foods, these companies would that they created these frankenfoods in the lab, right? To get us addicted. And then they got us addicted. So I don't know why we beat ourselves up so much when really I don't we were set up from the beginning. Uh, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, don't beat yourself up. I don't know why we're feeling shame and guilt because it's not like anybody said, "Hey, I think I'm just going to eat all the food that I can and become completely addicted to it and feel like garbage." That sounds amazing. No,
No.
said nobody ever.
But it is what it is, and we all do it. We all make those bad choices, trying to get to where we don't. Kathleen, big super sticker, $10. Thank you very much, Kathleen.
Thank you, Kathleen.
That goes a long way in supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. Um, hey, Gretchen, I may get in trouble for this. You'll never get in trouble here, Gretchen. But I always have hot dogs in the fridge for emergencies. I would rather eat a couple hot dogs while frantically cooking a cut of meat than to binge on carbs. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get in trouble for that.
Absolutely not.
No, have those couple hot dogs with pride. Very cool. Um, let's see. Yeah, Gretchen, those packets of Carl budding meat are also a lifesaver. That is so true. Little Larry's got some shaved turkey deli meat. I had a little pinch of it yesterday. Not much, maybe an ounce, and it was good. Jen, I'm with you. I'm very impatient. Also, trying to lose this for my surgery coming up, and I just want so bad to lose the 50 pounds, the 50-pound regain.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure, Jen. We got to be patient. Because if we're not and we blow it, we're back to day one. We're out of ketosis. We're feeling like garbage. So we got to be patient together, Jen.
Day one or one more day.
Right. Day one or one more day that'll turn into a 3-week binge. And then we gain even more weight. So,
Mhm. And
you
feel even
know,
worse. And then there comes in more shame and, self-worth,
guilt. Yep.
guilt, all of it. Yep. All the
Absolutely.
negativity.
And, you might only lose 35 pounds by the time your surgery comes. And that's okay too. Hopefully you get to the
Yeah.
50. Um, Laura, love your shirt. Thank you. Yeah, Metallica. I think you guys are seeing it backwards though, right? Yeah, I did a video. What was that now, baby? Like a month ago?
Yep.
'Cause Cassie got tickets for my birthday to go see Metallica, but I've gained, when we bought them quite a while back, I
Yeah.
gained so much weight, I didn't feel comfortable going with her. It's just, it wasn't going to happen, believe me. So her and our daughter went, and they had a blast. So.
Yeah, it was funny too. I was thinking about that. I was like, gosh, he is just not going to be comfortable with,
all,
all the
all the
walking
walking,
and,
right?
and even the seats, being a little tight. There were some large people there, but yeah, hindsight, I look back and I'm thinking, yeah, and that's another why for you, you know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Missing out on life,
Mhm.
and it's brutal. It sucks.
Yeah.
Joseph, hey, Joseph, definitely feeling the impatient vibes, especially when you have lost a good amount of weight in the past and you're trying to get back and what you had previously accomplished one day at a time, for sure. I was wondering if a lot of people were experiencing that too. It's good to know I'm not alone. Hey, Adele, nice to see you both. Nice to see you, Adele. Cool. Um, Kathleen, this group takes the pressure off, and for me, that makes it easier to stay on track.
Good.
Yeah, that's really cool, Kathleen. I'm telling you, this group has made my last 2 weeks probably 30% easier. I know I'm going to be on here the next day with you guys, and I want to tell you, I did great and talk about our struggles. So very
So
cool.
I wonder too, how many people have found or are finding success. They are successful because of groups like this, where we're brutally honest about what I think most carb addicts and sugar addicts have to deal with. How many people have found some success, and I have to say the numbers doing well, or how many people have fallen off the rails because you and I have done it, and it's just the way that it is. But I don't know, somebody led me to believe that, some other influencer. But yeah, I wonder how many people have found success by having real support for real issues and not a one and done. I did the carnivore diet, and in 1 year's time I lost all my weight and life is happily ever after. It's not always the way. And I know you've called us the black sheep before. I wouldn't say the black sheep, but how about just real? Oh, real, you
Yep.
know.
The black sheep of the YouTube carnivore community.
Yeah.
Ryan says, I hate the word cheat. I changed it in my vocab as a flub.
Yeah,
Too
I
much guilt
usually
with
use
cheat.
a off plan meal.
Yeah.
Planned off plan meal. Yeah.
Yeah. Smiling for you. My husband is not keto or carnivore, and I have no problem making his meals. But when he is snacking while we're watching TV together, it can be tempting for sure, even if I have my carnivore snacks. No doubt. And smiling for you. I gave you a shout out at the beginning. I want you to let's see if I can find it here. Boom. I shared your comment from yesterday, which was really awesome. I'm not going to read it again, but if you want to go back to the beginning of the stream, I did it right in the beginning because I really enjoyed your comment yesterday. So it's good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. Um, let's see. Adele, question: thoughts on lunch meats? All right. We just always check the carb count, the sugar content, and if it's low, like one carb, I don't sweat it. Do you, Cass?
No, I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh no, you're fine.
What did you say?
The question Adele has is thoughts on lunch meats.
Oh, well, I mean,
It's like we check the carbs if they see how clean they are, and you
well,
know,
yeah. I mean, look, you would have asked me this question a year ago, you would have gotten a different answer.
hmm,
However, today I think it's definitely better than a Big Mac and French fries
oh
or a
yeah, for
piece of
sure,
cake or anything like that. But optimally, it's not optimal, but
yeah.
it is better. It's better than a lot.
I'll, I want to add Adele, like if Cassie and I are going on a little road trip or something, is we like to get some deli meat
Yeah.
But we'll get it from the deli where they shave it right there in front of you
Yeah.
instead of the packaged stuff, and it's much more clean, you know.
Hmm.
So, and we try to avoid ham from the deli just because it's usually cured with sugar. But yeah, if you get it, like we love to get like roast beef sliced up, and then get a little provolone cheese, and then roll it up, and great for a trip. Nice cold little treat. So,
Yeah, just handheld, something easy to eat. It's
hmm
meat, it's cheese, it's
yep.
yeah.
Christine, um, I think if I can get 2 full weeks under my belt, the cravings, food noise in my head will subside. I can attest to that 100% because it's getting easier for me every single day, Christine.
Yeah. 2 weeks seems to be like some type of a magical number, right? Yeah. Well, good for you.
Carni-
Just keep going, Christine.
Carnivore Talk. Hello from northeastern Ohio. What's up?
Hey.
Am I almost caught up here? Mary, good to see you. I made it, better late than not at all. Glad to be here with a live. Good to see Cassie is back. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Mary. Hmm. Alfie boys, sometimes I don't like it when friends make jokes about it who have no idea what it's like to be overweight. They think I find it funny, but it does hurt. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're cool about it, and you sit there and you don't say nothing, but yeah, it does. It's like a
Yeah.
little dagger in
Especially
your stomach.
guys. I mean, guys tend to throw out joking insults and
Right.
everybody laughs and they think it's, men think it's harmless. Women, we don't do that. Now we'll tear each other down in a different way, but not to our face. And yeah, that's I get it. Sorry about that. Men wouldn't really joke about that with women. They just do it with each other. It
That's
can
a
get to
great point. You're so right about that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dougie, what's up?
I
Quit
definitely
alcohol and oxy in 2015 was easy. Never relapsed. Quitting fast food and junk food has been so dang hard. Wow, it says a lot about that, how addicting that food is, right, Doug?
There's those labs again. Those scientists are busy at work, trying to keep us coming back for more.
And oxy's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to quit. I'm glad it was for you. Great
Yeah.
job. 15. So gosh, you're right there with
Yeah.
me, and you're sober.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good for you. Congratulations.
It's one of my biggest I don't know. I take them a lot of pleasure out of wherever we're doing a meeting or whatever alive, and I hear about somebody's sobriety because I know just what kind of hell that's in, or what kind of hell that is to be wrapped up in those chains of addiction. It's so brutal, and when I hear people break those chains, it always makes my day. So very cool. Um, Carnivore Talk. I had 2 all beef jumbo hot dogs for brunch today.
Mm.
Awesome. That sounds delicious. Um, Gidget, my stepdad's last radiation today. He gets to ring the bell. Yay. Oh, good for him.
Yay. Good for him is
Yeah,
right.
that's a long road. That's awesome.
Uh,
Hmm, see if we have any more questions here. Uh, Cole may have been a setup, but we still have to have accountability for our actions. Yeah.
and hence Carnivore Quest and these live streams. Absolutely. And our groups too, on Facebook. You're right. We do need accountability and it definitely is a setup.
Yeah. Um, Jessica, my past trauma from childhood and things that happened in my early adulthood caused me to turn to food for comfort. Food has always been there to help give just a little bit of happiness that never lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it then eventually turns on you, right? And starts taking away your joy and your health because we
But
overdo it.
this is something I was thinking about, like with the trauma, how deep is your trauma and how much has it, affected you? So in your case, and I was given this some thought really yesterday. Well, I mean, m- more so, more deeply yesterday. But like in your case, I mean, you had always been relatively thin, right? And healthy. I mean, you played basketball, you rode the dirt bike, and you were a very active person, relatively healthy, right?
Talking about me, babe?
I am.
Okay.
And then everything that happened with your sister.
Hmm.
And if you look at pictures, I didn't know you then, but you were thin and trim and you were in good shape. And then your sister was murdered. And then you saw the weight gain, right?
Yeah.
Now you're a little chunkier. And then everything that happened with your mom. And then you got really big.
Right.
And you could just tell, that trauma. I mean, you turned to alcohol too, but you also turned to food,
Oh yeah.
and you
And you
continued
and I.
with the food.
Sorry.
No, 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 you're fine. I was just thinking, and then with me, I mean, my trauma started early on as a young girl, and where I would get treats, you know, and that started my food addict treats. That started my food addiction. I was always a little bit chunky. I was never huge. It was my senior year in high school when I really started to gain weight. But then after you and I came together and then things got really crazy, then I really started to pack on the weight. Everything crazy with your mom is what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show like how much trauma impacts. Uh, you need dopamine hits. You need some type of joy, and you get that from food. It's almost instant until you feel like garbage. But
Right.
again, we're going back to this whole trauma thing. And why are we feeling guilty for what other people did to impact our lives in such a negative way when we do fall? I'd like to know some of the statistics on this. My cousin, who is a psychologist, um, I'd like to have a conversation with her because she would have more access to that type of data, the medical publishings and whatnot. But yeah, that might be I think that definitely needs to be a topic for a video about trauma. I think you and I should do something like that. Trauma and food.
Never know. Mia's girls. I've never joined a support group, but before for anything, I do feel this group is helping. Thank you, Cassie and Larry.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Glad
Yeah,
it's
it
helpful.
it it's not easy to, like an AA meeting or Narcotics Anonymous or Overeaters Anonymous. It's not easy to drive, find one in your local area, go to the local church, you're surrounded by a bunch of strangers, go down to the basement, have a little coffee, shake everybody's hand, and sit down. That's, most folks won't go out and put themselves through that because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is real simple. You've been with Carnivore Quest forever, and this is easy access support group here.
Hmm. From the comfort of your own living room.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. We just got to figure out a way to pass out the coffees.
Right.
Oh, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah, for
Thank
that
you.
super chat. Very cool. Or is that a chat or a sticker? Yeah, I think
That's a
it's,
Clemson sign in the background, though. I see that.
yeah.
I
So
know that's
local.
Hooker Paw.
Huh. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Melissa, I love meat and cheese roll ups. Yeah, they're so simple and delicious.
Hmm. Easy go to.
Yep. Hectic moments. First of these lives I'm catching. Yay, Cassie's face on cam. And
Hi.
you too, Larry. Hi, what's up? Yeah, you picked a good one. Cass just randomly decided, yeah, I'm going to go on today. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Lois, morning, guys. I was wondering what triggered the two of you to fall off the wagon. Which time? No.
Right.
This last time for me, Lois, was we went out for our anniversary. I thought I was on solid ground. I had lost 100 pounds and last year, and I took Cassie I made reservations to a very, very fancy, expensive Italian restaurant.
Fancy. It
Well,
was
yeah,
fancy.
yeah, it was a real treat for us, and we usually don't. It was the most I've ever paid for a meal in my entire life.
Especially for some pasta.
Yeah, yeah. They had one dish that was just a ravioli, one ravioli,
Oh,
and it was like $23 just for one ravioli.
yeah,
But it was. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
right.
we I fell off the rails after that. The next day, Cassie went right back to her diet. She did good,
Did great.
and I started. I didn't. I was door dashing. I was sneaking food. I'd be out working. I'd stop and get fast food. I wouldn't tell Cassie, and then I disappeared off the channel for like 3 weeks. Because I was out binging. And that's what happened. I mean, we can trace it back to then. And then as I've been trying to get back on track, Cassie's been struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I
we
mean,
we
that all goes back to the September meal because I was doing amazing at my lowest weight. I felt great. I looked great.
right.
And now I have a closet full of clothes that I can't fit into anymore and incentive clothes that I was this close to wearing. And just, yeah, I mean, but for me, it was really slow burn on that, because I didn't start off that way. And then I got the job, right? I'm like, well, okay, I need to eat more fiber or control my digestive issues. And then it kind of snowballed from there and then picked up a little bit. But yeah, yeah. This all stemmed in September because we were both doing good.
Right.
Yeah. One meal.
Yep.
One meal.
One meal. And I thought I was there. I thought I could handle it, but nope. Craft crazy. I relate to so many comments in here regarding shame, negative self-talk, guilt, grace, etc. I live a very small life, and the people in it don't know or understand these issues.
Mhm.
Well, we're glad you're here, Craft Crazy, because we do. We get it right along with you. Um, Kelly, chicken enchilada soup. Well, that sounds absolutely delicious.
I can eat that. That's really good. Yeah.
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 Tammy, I've lost 30 pounds since I started walking, starting a bit in May and ramped up last month. Thanks, Amber.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Good for you, Tammy. And Amber. Thank you, Amber. You really carried the torch. You're an amazing girl. I'm glad you're having some good success.
Hmm. Canning with knick-knack. What really irritates me is when I eat the lab food, and a lot of times I don't even enjoy it, but I still continue eating and even crave it.
Yep.
Gross.
Isn't that insane?
Yep.
Absolutely insane. That's how much how the type of control and power that they have over us. It's tapping into our dopamine. I don't know what center you would call that in your brain, but one of those. One of those.
Somewhere in the brain.
Somewhere.
Kathleen, late to the party. Glad you stopped by, Kathleen. My capital is so had to my my capital so okay my capital so okay I got you. Had to go to the hospital. On my way home, the Krispy Kreme sign was lit up. I was so tempted. I kept driving and had some keto chow fat bombs when I got home.
Yeah, good for
Yeah,
you.
very cool. You said no, man. That's all it takes.
Mhm.
Papa Frank, just to remember, click the like. Yeah, before you guys bail, hit the like button. Be cool.
Thanks.
Maybe get a few more people in here on these morning meetings. I know just a lot of people don't know about them. I know a lot of people would get something from them.
Mhm.
I don't care how big they get. Not these morning meetings. You know, seems with the live and the replay we're getting. We started out at like 1.8 thousand, 1.7, but now we're like leveled out at like 1,000. which I'm totally fine with, you know?
It's the people who need it. Those are the ones who are showing up.
Yep,
Or
absolutely.
who are here to encourage. There are people that, are here and are experiencing great success and they want to share that with the world.
They want to pay it forward, right?
Yes.
Which is awesome. Night, when I visit family, my anxiety skyrockets, and I thought it was happiness at first, and that's why I ate so much. But now I realize I was eating because of anxiety. There you go. Yeah, I can. When we're around family, especially when I'm bigger, extended family, we don't see a lot. I have quite a bit of anxiety, don't I, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Cassie, she's too busy cleaning. If we got company coming over, this house is going to be spotless.
Oh yeah.
It's a running joke.
Yeah.
Debbie, hello, Cassie and Larry from Wisconsin. What's going on, Deb?
Hi, Debbie.
Mm,
I always wanted to live in Wisconsin. When we were
yeah,
living in Northern Illinois, I don't know.
we,
I just really liked Wisconsin, but I
we
don't like.
lived right on the border.
I know.
Yeah,
It's so cold. I
right,
couldn't even imagine it now. I'm more used to the 90-degree weather. I don't think I could handle the 9-degree weather for months on end, or all
right.
the snow, or no.
It's beautiful out there, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry and Cassie. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you, Karen. Happy 4th of
Thank you,
July.
Karen. Care Freedom, aloha, all the way from Hawaii. What is going on?
Oh,
Dell says Wisconsin, the cheese state.
yeah.
We're to the end of the chat now, guys. We got time, a few more minutes. If you have any questions for Cass and I got my next video that'll be coming out will be I don't want to give it away. I want you guys
Keep them in suspense.
keep it in suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Nah, I'm gonna tell them. Oh, Cassie and I got those pork rinds that you cook in the microwave and they pop up and they get hot. We tried those last night and gonna give you my review on them. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say whether I like them or not. I want to tell you so bad, but Cassie, don't say anything. Golf addict, you guys rock. You all rock. Sam Sapphire, what's up? Hi, Larry and Cassie and Carnivore Quest gang. How wow, what a pleasant surprise to see Cassie. Still had the runs from the avocados and ground flax seeds the previous night. Apparently, um, avocados have sorbitol. Hmm. I
Interesting.
believe Sam was the one who recommended flax seeds for your issues, Cass. Have you ever tried those?
Flaxseed? No.
No,
Mm-mm.
for loose stool.
Mm-mm. No, I mean that's the salad and well, avocados and things like that
Yeah,
have
somebody else.
definitely helped. Vegetables have helped. Yeah.
Right. Alfie boy, have you guys experimented with cold showers? I've been loving them. Cassie, that's a big no. Yeah, for me, I got to tell you, like the days I was out working outside to get all that sweat and grime off me, cold shower. I get in, I leave it hot, and then I keep turning it down and down until where it's the coldest it can go, and it feels so good here in the South when it's hot and humid.
Well, yeah, it feels good, but ice cold? No, it's just warm though. Be like lukewarm, and that feels cold.
Yeah, right.
But can we go back on the comments? Lolo Carter is here, and it's her first time catching a live, and she needs some
Oh, okay.
encouragement.
Okay, for sure. Lulu, I'll come back to you.
Hey, Lulu Bug. No, you don't have to. Go ahead. I just wanted to acknowledge her. We got to get. I need to get going soon. You can stay on, but I got that appointment.
Okay, no, we're about to wrap up. Lulu, I missed the beginning of the live. What are you eating plans for the holiday? Well, Cassie is working on the 4th, the
Mhm.
4th and the 5th. So me, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm still gonna have to run to the store and pick some stuff up because we are completely. We what do we have, Cass? We have a pack of chicken, right?
Yeah, I cooked up that ground beef last night. We have a
Right.
which I'm going to use the chicken today.
Okay, so I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna
gonna have to get some meat.
sweat in front of the grill. I mean, we gotta
Yeah.
have some barbecue, but
I asked little Larry because he had just left for work a little while ago. I asked him to bring home 3 pounds of chicken wings from the butcher shop, so that'll be good. It's really we got no plans, Family's really not getting together for the 4th, and
the 4th just isn't our holiday ever since everything that happened
yeah,
with your
we
mom.
love
It's
America. Yeah,
love America. I love this country, but to celebrate it the way most normal people do, we just don't.
yeah, we used to.
We watch at least when it's the 4th. I like to watch documentaries about the Revolutionary War and
Yes.
things like that. I do the series, The Story of Us. I don't know if y'all have seen that. That's I don't know, and I don't know how true a lot of the facts that they're spewing are facts. But yeah. Or The Patriot. That's always a good movie to watch. I always
Hmm.
feel very patriotic on that day when we try to watch something or whatever. Whatever.
Cassie, whose comment did you want me to get to?
Oh, it was Lola. Lola
Lola.
Cardi. Lola Carter.
Hmm. All right. I lost it. I don't see it. So,
No, well, it
oh
says
wait,
Cardi.
here it is.
There you go.
It was lower. Lolo, my first time catching it live. Larry and Cassie.
She needs accountability. So if you go down a couple, she just said that she's here for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're here for you.
Yep.
Everybody's here for you, and that's why we're all here. Is because we need the accountability. We need somebody in our corner who understands. Because you can have people, in your life who go, "Oh, you got this. You're the strongest person I've ever met," or yada yada yada. You've heard them. But unless they're dealing with the same exact thing that you are, and even eating this very controversial diet. When I use the word diet, I just mean food and liquid intake. That's the meaning of it. But when you're on this diet, you know, only people that can understand are others who are following it with you. So this is a really great place for you to be in the carnivore space community. But we're the type of people. Our community, I think, we're exceptional. We don't judge like that, and we've been through the ringer right along with so many of you, and get back up fighting every day. So
Yeah.
glad to have you
So
here.
Lolo, we're doing this every weekday at 11:30 a.m. Probably for the next 100 days. That's the plan. So stop by, and we'll be here for you. You root for us, and we will always root for you. And everybody in this comment section will root for you too.
Goes full circle. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, guys, I think that's a great note to end this one. We've been going an hour and 10 minutes. Love you guys. And again, thank you so much for being here for me, especially me, because I was really in a place where I didn't know if I was going to walk away from the channel. I just didn't know. So anyway, I don't know what that noise was. That was weird.
Oh, Holly video calling me to see the baby.
All right, guys. I would love you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. And 11:30 on July 4th, we're still doing it. 11:30 a.m. Stop in for a few minutes just to get that little boost of accountability you need to get through the 4th without totally going off the rails. That's the goal, right? So, Cass, you want to say bye?
Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I sure do miss you, and I miss the channel, and I'll be back. I'll be back, but I hope you guys have a most wonderful 4th of July. Remember the reason for it, and let's just celebrate our country and our freedoms and our willingness and our freedom to fight the food addiction on our own terms.
Amen.
So happy 4th, y'all.
Bye, guys.